With more and more of us working from home at the moment, it's important to stay connected to both the office and our customers. The Check Cloud application suite allows you to do just that. If you've got the desktop version or the mobile version, you'll be able to have a fully functioning phone system at home. I'm going to presume that you've already downloaded the app. If that was a mobile version, it'll be via a text message. You'll get a link to do that. Or on the desktop app, it'll be via an email link. I'm going to presume it's already on your device, so let's get started and show you how to use it. Okay, so I'm going to talk you through our Check Cloud Telepo app, the desktop app here. Okay, so it's split into several sections. At the top here, you'll see it on the top on a Mac, this section, but you might see it down here on a PC. So that's something to be aware of, because I am using an Apple product at the moment. So you'll see the app. Now when a call comes into you, the app will automatically pop up. And this is what you'll see. At the top here, you have various ring groups. Now, you can press these buttons here. I haven't currently, because I will get inundated with calls because I'm trying to do this, explain a video for you. But if, for example, I wanted to be in the main ring group for sales, so that is when somebody calls our business and presses 1 for sales, 2 for technical support, 3 for accounts and billing. If I was in the sales team, wanted to take sales calls, I would press this button here, and in a second you'll see it goes blue. And what that shows me is that I'm now able to take calls from that group, just like if you're sitting in the office and it was automatically programmed in. It's a really handy thing for when you're working at home. If, for example, you want to go for lunch and you decide to pull yourself out of the ring group whilst you go for lunch, you just press that button. Now what you'll see here is it's showing me that there are logged in agents. I've got 4, so 4 people currently in that ring group, but there are 3 of us, so you'll see here the 3, they're actually available. Oh, now someone's gone off the phone, that's gone to 4, and now back to 3 again. And you'll see the same with the others. So there are actually 4 available agents logged into this ring group, but but none of them are free currently, because they're all on the phone or doing other things. So really, really handy to be part of these ring groups. Now, I'm actually going to pull myself out of this ring group here, because I will start taking in calls incessantly. So there again, I just started to do that. Okay, so the next section here is my presence indicator. So you'll see a picture of me here. You'll see that I've got a little green dot here. Now that means that I am available to take calls. You'll see my name here, my extension number. Extension number isn't very important on this because everything is really done on name and presence. And then you'll see the ability here to change my presence. So you can see I'm set to available here, but I could be busy, out to lunch, meeting, or I could customize it by going to custom activity and altering my presence here. I can also change future presence manually, which means I can go in there and say, right, tomorrow for between 12 and 3, I will be busy. So not available, and I could change that here. For now, I'm going to change it to busy just to show you what it does. Now, once I've changed my status to busy, it will alter here, and this section here still says I'm in the office. This is fully customizable, so it can be in the office here, or I can change it to out to lunch here, hit return, and then anybody calling me now will see that A, I'm busy because my indicator has changed, and you can see it on this dot here, it's now red, and also they'll be notified that I'm out to lunch. But I'm going to change it back to available because I can take calls. I'm going to change it back to in the office. Okay. So that's this section. Very important if you're a home worker to alter the status, because you could be at lunch, for example, but people can't see you like they normally would, so they'll still be placing calls through to you. So I find that's really handy whenever I'm working from home, just to give people an idea what my day is planning out like, because you know it's important to keep a routine when you are working from home, which I often do. The next set down here, you've got a series of indicators here. In the top left-hand corner, this is my Favorites tab. Now the Favorites tab allows you to see the presence and the availability of everybody that you want to interact with on a regular basis. So you could have 100 people using this app, but only 10 or 12 people you regularly interact with. So it's important to keep them here. So you can add them to your favorites group here. As you can see, it's actually changed me automatically because somebody is calling into me. What you can see is one of these people have taken it. So Abby might have taken that, or Andy, or Cara, or indeed Jeff, because you can see their indicator, presence indicator's gone red. So Andy is now available. He was red a second ago, and obviously he's now free. So I can see Andy, and if I wanted to place a call to him, I could come over here, I could click this button to call him, and it would call him based on his presence. So if his presence was determined, he determined that he'd like to take calls on his mobile, it would go through his mobile, his desktop, or indeed his desk phone, and it would choose for him. So that's not for me to decide. I can just click that and it'll make the call. I can also start a chat with Andy, so I could click this button here and direct message him instead of making a call to him. And then thirdly, I could send him an SMS text message, and that would go straight through to his mobile phone. But that very much depends on the package you have, whether you have our SMS bolt-on. Now, what's interesting is this section here, because this is our section that links with Office 365. If you have this bolt-on attached, it will connect to 365 and your calendars, and it will automatically change your status for you. So if you're in a meeting, you're busy, it'll automatically do it. And what you can actually do, what's interesting is if I hover over it, it says the user is busy. And it's busy because it's an automatic alteration there from Exchange. And Abby obviously must have a meeting booked in her diary, and it's altered it based on that status. Andy's the same. So as you can see, I've moved down. Cara was on the phone a second ago, and now she's gone green. So it's very much a live presence indicator here. Now, you'll see at the bottom, Tom, unlike Cara, was actually on the phone then, so she went red. But at the bottom here, I can see Tom's status. Now, Tom has got a red circle with a white line through it. This means he has actually changed it, his out of office up here, as I would have here. Or the calendar has automatically changed it for him as well. So you can see down here, not only has he changed it to out of office, it's also changed automatically. So if I want to see a bit more about Tom, I know he's not available, but if I want to see a bit more about Tom, I could drop the down menu here, and it'll show me a bit more information about him. So it will show me that this is his number, his direct dial number, his extension number is here, his mobile number's here, obviously his email address, and what department or role he plays in the business. Obviously Tom's technical director, so it shows it there. I'll come out of this. Now I can just quickly make a call to Tom, and even if he isn't available, it'll come back and say he's unavailable, or it will reroute me in the way that he's chosen that to happen. Okay, so as we come down next, by the way, I can also, if you do have the SMS bolt-on, I can also send a group message to everybody here. So if you've got just your team, so you're the sales manager, you have just your sales team here, you can group message them, click that, and it'll send a text message to all their mobiles saying, meeting cancelled at 10 AM, move to 11 AM, that kind of thing. I'll move down the sections here. If I click this, it's really straightforward. It just shows me the active calls. So if I was on a call, it'd show me all the information about the call here. At the top here, I can make a call to somebody. So you'll see how this changes now. So if I dial our mainline number, 834-800, click enter, this will start making a call. And you'll see I can put the call down here. The user's unavailable because it's an internal call. Hasn't worked on this occasion because of how our settings work, but it showed the call status here. I can also go down to the next section, which is my call list. So it shows all the different people I've called today. It shows what type of call it was. It was actually a missed call from Gary. So it's got all calls, missed calls, or my inbox if they've left me a message from a direct messaging. But I'm going to go to all calls. Now you can see that Abby here, you can see what type of call it was. So this is a call that she made to me because the arrow is pointing down. But the switchboard call is a call that I made out. And you can see the difference there. Now if I wanted to call Abby back, I'd click on this button here. It'd make a call. And it'd make a call currently on my soft phone. So it would call using my headset or my headphones. I currently use, when I'm using exactly this situation, I use my Apple AirPods. They're fantastic for it. So I come over here and I can see that currently I have 2 missed calls, and I wonder where they are. Oh, so they're here from Gary. And I can see what time that was. That was today, 15:45. I can actually get rid of that as well by hitting the bin and remove that from my list. I've called him back. So next button down is my voicemail button. Now I haven't got voicemail set up, but if I did, it would show a visual indication of all my voicemails here. The next button down, if I click this, this is my sort of collaboration tool, and I absolutely love this. Okay, so this is called My Teams, and what this allows me to do is instant message people, send and receive files, video chat with them, set up video conferences. So for example, I can create a stream where I have multiple people in it. So we can have a sales team stream. So as you can see here, this is my sales team stream, and I've got multiple people in it. Now I can send files to this, so I can add and send a file, like a Word document, PDF, that kind of thing. I can even create a to-do list. So I can set test to do, I can hit enter, and as you can see here, this is a test to do, and I can assign who I want to do that. I can flag it and mark it as important. Multiple things I can do on this. But I say the files, if you want to hit add file, you can add it from computer or from streams. But if I wanted to add it from computer, it would bring up my box here. I could do it straight from there. Okay, going back out of this here, my next button down here, oh, by the way, it's important to point out that the My Teams license is an additional license, and not everybody will have it, but if you do have it, it's fantastic, so well worth using. Next button down here, if you did have a call queue, it would show you your live calls, who's waiting, and what position they are, how long they've waited, the average wait time, and their position in the queue here. And then you could actually select and take calls out of that queue. And then at the bottom here, you'll see the headset, and you'll be able to alter your sort of agent statistics and a few other things like that. If I move this up here, you've also got a group log. Now, whether you actually use this much or not is another matter, but this will show you an actual sort of a statistics, a basic statistics of where calls have come from. And if I expand this a little bit, you'll be able to see this is the caller's number, this is the group they called in on, this is who took the call, type of call it was, and a few basic statistics without having to log into the main statistics system. As you can see here, we've had 449 calls, missed calls 24, forwarded and answered 347. That's a busy day for us. So we go to the top here, back to my favourites, and this is the standard screen I would keep it on. The bottom section here is quite important. Obviously, it's self-explanatory. You can turn the volume up of your headset or your speakers that you're using to make and take calls. You can mute your microphone here. So a bit like if you were, somebody came in and said, do you want a cup of tea? You said yes, you can mute your microphone just like you would do on a desk phone. And then this button here is really important, because if you have both your soft phone here, your SIP desk phone, which is basically a desk phone in work, or the one you've taken home, or your mobile, if you had all three of these things, you could choose which you'd like to take and make calls on. Now, I'm using soft phone here, but I could quite easily use my desk phone. And now calls would come through to just my desk phone, or mobile, the mobile app. And I can choose, so I'm going to choose soft phone now, because that's what I'm using currently with this. It allows me to take and make calls really easily. So in a nutshell, that is the Check Cloud Telepo app. It's really straightforward to use, and hopefully it will really help you when working from home, both connect to your colleagues and keep in the loop